Joining me now is attorney Robert Barnes. He's representing the families of at least 3 of the Covington Catholic High School students. Robert, welcome to our broadcast.
Glad to be here.
Since this video has gone viral, Nick Sandmann has received death threats. There have been calls for him and other Covington Catholic High School students to be doxxed or to have their personal information posted online. What legal recourse are you pursuing to make this stop and hold people accountable?
Well, what the families have agreed to is that if anyone who has issued a false statement, anybody in the media, anybody in the celebrity community, anybody with a substantial social media platform will retract, correct, and apologize within the next 48 hours, then they will not be sued. But anybody who refuses to do so will be subject to suit, and those suits will start to be filed next week for defamation, for libel, for invasion of privacy. Today, my law offices received a bomb threat just because of my representation of the kids in Covington. It will not deter us in any way, shape, or form. This is what has been unleashed by the establishment press, allowing the lies and libels to be told about these innocent kids.
Have you given notice to media outlets and individual reporters?
Singing, and I heard them saying, build that wall, build that wall. You know, this is indigenous lands. You know, we're not supposed to have walls here. We never did. For millenniums before anybody else came here, we never had walls. We never had a prison. You know, we always took care of our elders. We took care of our children. We always provided for them. You know, we taught them right and wrong. I wish I could see that energy of the young masses, young men, to, you know, put that energy into, you know, making this country really, really great. You know.
On Friday, January 18th, 3 groups of people converged on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. A small gathering of Black Hebrew Israelites, a religious activist group that believes African Americans are God's chosen people, students from Covington Catholic High School in Kentucky for the March for Life, and people attending the Indigenous Peoples March. A video showing a confrontation between the high school students, including junior Nick Sandmann, and an Omaha elder Nathan Phillips went viral and sparked outrage. Phillips told the Post his version of the incident on the afternoon of January 20th. Later that evening, Sandmann released a public statement giving his account.
So when these young people were saying, took offense, where was that supervisor? And we're just there trying to get out, be done. But then it starts escalating after about an hour, over an hour, it escalates and escalates and escalates. There was a young kid out there that went out there stripped down to his waist, naked, you know, out there doing the power moves and And then they started doing unified chants, and they were like edging closer to these guys. And these four black Israelites, they weren't going to give up no ground.
Salmon released a public statement giving his account of the incident. He said the black Hebrew Israelites called us racists, bigots, white crackers, faggots, and incest kids, and taunted a fellow African-American student.
A bunch of incest babies.
He said the students responded by asking a teacher chaperone for permission to perform school spirit chants to counter the insults. Salmon also said Phillips did not attempt to go around him, and that he felt singled out. Salmon continued that he was not intentionally making faces at the protester. He said he smiled, but did this to show he was not going to become angry. He said that both he and his parents have been receiving death threats since the video went viral.
I continued to move forward, and I took that step, and they started moving back. They didn't break their circle, but they started moving back. So I took another step, and they moved back some more. And I took another step, and they moved back. And then they started breaking apart, and I said, okay, I'm going to make my way out of here. I'm just going to go up there to the top of the Capitol, to the Lincoln Memorial. I'm going to finish my prayer up there. When that young man blocked my retreat, you know, decided to stand in front of me when I was trying to make my way out of there, he put himself in front of me. So I stopped, and I thought, okay, I'm going to take another step, but he wouldn't move. I took another step, he wouldn't move.